Hello my fellow bibliophiles, my name is Jerry and welcome to the Gemological and Jewelry Book Club. Today's topic is housekeeping. And what do I mean by housekeeping? That's keeping track of your books, what you have, putting a system in place, and also possibly how to put them on your bookshelf so that it's easy to find things. Over the years I've made many mistakes, so I'm going to impart a few of my pearls of wisdom, so keep watching the video. Hopefully you don't make the same mistakes and improve on what I did and maybe improve on what you're currently doing. Remember, there's no right or wrong, it's just what is best for you. Okay, let's have a look at the first one. Let me put my glasses on. Okay, as you can see, it's a bookshelf with all the books in colour order. How are you going to find anything in that? It might look pretty in a living room. But practically I can't see any use to it apart from it looking nice in a living room, and maybe good for non-fiction books, but certainly not for fiction books, and that's in my opinion. I mean, you might like it, I mean, that's up to you, completely up to you, but I certainly can't see the appeal in it. Okay, that was a bit tough, I think. Let's get on to something less tough. You may recall a little while ago I put a survey up in the group, and basically it was asking how many books you have in your library, your collection. And this was to give me an idea of how relevant this video would be. And basically, and we have people with 1 to 100 books, 27 people answered, that made up 29.6%. 101 to 500, 36 people answered, that made 39.6%. 501 to 1000, 6 people, 6.6%. 1001 to 2500, 12 people answered, that's 13.1%. 2,500 to 5,000, 3 people to 3.3, that made 3.3%. 5,000 to 10,000, 5 people answered, that made up 5.5%. And 10,000 plus, 2 people answered, and that makes up 2.2%. Total was 91 people participated, making 99.9%, which is pretty close. I was hoping more people would participate in the survey to get better results or more accurate results. That doesn't matter. What this tells us is that the majority of people, nearly 60%, have 500 books or less. And I think that makes this video very relevant. This shows that people are just starting out on their book journey, so it's good to get off on the right foot. Here you have it, Jerry's first pearl of wisdom. Plan ahead. Now, what do I mean by planning ahead? You're certainly not going to have one book for the rest of your life. You'll be adding to your library. So you have to calculate, where are you going to put these books? And trust me, they can add up and stack up very fast. And secondly, keeping track of them. I can assure you that once you start getting quite a few books, your memory starts to flay and you think, oh, did I have that book? Did I buy that book? Did I not buy that book? Not to mention, if you want to do some research or you want to look up something specifically, and you have quite a few books on your shelves and there's no order to it, then you're going to be spending time, or wasting time, looking for a particular book on your shelf, unless you have a photographic memory and you can remember where you put everything. When my library reached around the 1,000 book mark, I decided to start cataloguing the books. That was a daunting task, let me assure you. If I started right from the beginning, from the first book, it would have been so much easier, and just add as books were added to the collection. The first system I came up with was a numerical one, and that was to make my life easier. Basically, I started from one end of the bookshelf to the other and just put a number assigned to the book, 1, 2, 3, etc., going right through. Next to the number, I would write the name of the book, the author, and the topic. And I would make a list. And remember, this is pre-computers, or before I became computer literate. This system was okay to begin with, but it certainly wasn't exactly what I wanted, because I still had problems finding what I wanted on the shelves. The only good thing about this system is that when you add books to the library, you just go to the end of the library and you add to the numbers, which was relatively easy. Another drawback with this system is the list that I wrote all the books on somehow disappeared. So I had no record of all the books. So all that work went for naught. As I became more proficient with the computer, I started with Excel, and this was quite good in the beginning. It was a good learning experience, but it still didn't serve all my needs. So after that, I discovered Access database. This was fantastic. I could do a lot more things, and the biggest advantage was you can have a form, and that form you fill in all your details and it goes on to the next form, and you just keep filling in. Whereas with the Excel, you couldn't do that. In my first attempt with Access database, this is a screenshot of one of my first attempts at Access, and as you can see, it's got all the very basic things that you may want to know and keep track of. But as I started filling in the form, certain aspects came to light. For example, in this form I only have room for one author, and many books had more than one author. So I had to change that, and a few other details, and that brings me to the latest version. This later version, as you can see, has space for 2 authors. It's got more information as to limited editions, publishers, more drop-down boxes for selections, so that saves a lot of time in having to type out the same things over and over again. We'll just go through some of the drop-down boxes and see some of the information that's in there, and it just makes everything so much easier. Okay, I won't go through the drop-down boxes with cities and countries and things like that, but you know what that's all about. The first one I want to look at is the format, and basically in format we've got in the drop-down a catalogue, ephemeral, hardcover, softcover, if it's a magazine, things like that. So that's the format. We have subject, and the subject is a breakdown of the different sections. Let's say we have, for example, gemology, geology, jewellery, mining, history, things like that. So that's it for subject. I'm running through these a little bit fast because I'm trying to keep the video length to around 10 minutes, so bear with me, and sorry for if I'm rushing things. Okay, after the subject we have the language, and the language refers to what language the book was written in. I don't just limit my collection to English, so I've got many in French, German, a few in Chinese, I think one or two in Greek, not many, but mainly English. Anyway, that's what the language is about. And after language we go to topic. Topic is a breakdown of the subject. For example, in the subject I might have had the title jewellery, and under that title is further broken down. For example, jewellery, you have all the different types of jewellers. So I have books on Bulgari, Cartier, whoever, and I have their name under that topic. So they're all together. The more breakdowns you have, the more precise you can be when you do a search in Access. For example, in this screenshot, we've got Ilias Alaounis, jewellery designs, manufacturing, gem testing, gems, Cartier, whoever. You know, under gems there might be a book, for example, on sapphire. Okay, that's topic. Moving to the next one. Moving to the next drop box, condition. So I've put a list of all the different types of condition, the main ones, because there's quite a few. So you know, whatever the book's condition is, I just select which one, and it's there automatically. So as you can see, there's quite a bit if I had to write each time the condition. So that's a very quick. There's a section for limited edition. So it tells me quite a lot. The beauty with Access is that if you don't remember something, there's a search, quite a very good search engine behind it, a query, and you just look at the parameters, you place your parameters, and it'll find what you're looking for. It's all very good. That's for the adventurous people. It's very time consuming. Took me a long time to learn Access. Still learning all the time, new tricks and things to make things easier. Having said that, Jerry's Pearl of Wisdom number 2. Back up, back up, back up. That means back up your backup and back up your backup, if you understand what I'm saying. I lost, once again, all that information that I put in because I didn't back up my files. So I have to do it all over again. At least this time it's much easier. Now, for those who are not adventurous and don't want to spend the time developing your own database, you can buy previous or ready-made ones, which are very good. There are a lot on the market. You just have to go through each one and see which one is best for you. I have an example here which was kindly given to me by Nicholas, which I thank you very much. And he uses CLZ Books. And basically it's a cloud-based program. You pay a yearly fee for it, and you just input whatever books you buy, either with the ISBN number, and it automatically finds that book and puts in all the details for you, so you don't have to do anything. As you can see, it's quite good. Nicholas has sent me a few different screenshots. First one shows a list of the books that he has, and then he made an example of one particular book, Ruby and Sapphire, and he showed it shows the format of that, and then another shot in more detail. I'll put a link down below for this particular program. I don't use it, so personally I can't recommend it. Nicholas swears by it. He's very happy with it. You might be as well. I hope you found this video helpful and informative for your ever expanding book collection. If you have any questions or you want to make any comments, you can leave them down below. So if you can, please like the video, subscribe, press the notification bell so that you are informed when the new video comes out, and the like button down below, and all that helps and encourages me to keep on going.